So right off the bat, can we please get your name, the band you're with, and the instrument you play? Starting with right here.
Garfield, play trombone with the Stooges Brass Band.
I'm Walter Woody Wynn. I play trombone, sousaphone, keys, and bass guitar for the Stooges Brass Band.
Wow.
Ron Williams, a saxophone player for the Soul Rebels.
Edward Lee, tuba player for the Soul Rebels.
Shawn Michael, trumpet player, to be continued brass band.
Just to make sure, are we getting levels okay? Do we need to move the mics closer? We're good, okay, great. So first question is, how did you guys get started as a band? How did you decide that this was something you were going to do? Did you guys grow up playing this music? Did you take lessons young? I mean, how did you go from non-brass band to brass band as individuals?
I think I should stop. For me, my experience was I was in elementary school and a band called the Rebirth Brass Band came to my school, and I was like blown away by their performance, and I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. So in high school, I with a few other my friends, we formed the Stooges, and we got started like that, pretty much.
Now you're just not a player. Are you the manager, or what's your role?
Both. I manage and I played in the band. Well, we don't manage the band. I don't manage the band no more, but I'm still a band leader.
Right. And how did the Soul Rebels get themselves incorporated?
I guess I have to speak for the leader that's not here today, is for Lamar LeBlanc. The band got started in 1991 as an offshoot of Dejan's Olympia brass band, and they were the Young Olympia at first, and then it went into Soul Rebels. They were trying to not necessarily break. I guess you can say break away from the traditional aspect form of the brass band. They wanted to incorporate more hip hop, R&B, funk elements into the band. So they went into being Young Olympia Brass Band and got their break playing at Tipitina's. And Cyril Neville actually named the band named the band Soul Rebels. They said they wanted to name the band the 8-Ball Brass Band, but Cyril was like, it connotated negativity. So so that's how they wound up with the name Soul Rebels, and it's been going since 1991, 20-year anniversary this year.
Ooh, wow.
Well, similar to the Stooges, the To Be Continued Brass Band, we started in high school in about 2002. It was just a group of guys, a lot of them who were related and who marched in a band together. We was trying to raise money for a band trip. And so we were like, well, let's go in the French Quarter and blow our horns and make some money. And then we was like, wow, we really, gonna make some money doing this. So it was like, well, make the money. And as time went on, we met people like Edward, like Walter, and he kind of like groomed us to an extent. And, just like showed us the ropes, and then, we just branched out from there. Big Al Carson actually gave us our name, because I heard him say about where they get their name. Big Al Carson, we did a gig in the French Quarter, and we rocked the gig. We was knocking. Everybody was like, what's y'all name? He was like, we don't have a name. And Big Al Carson was like, well, folks, it's to be continued. Till next time. And we was like,
wow.
We're gonna go with that.
A noble story for a noble band. We got our first question from
Squirt Gun Wario?
Squirt Gun Wario asked, I reserve the right to not say your Twitter name from now on, but we want to know, I mean, what's the climate like for brass bands working together? Is there a, I mean, do you guys hang out with members from other bands? Are there any rivalries between brass bands, or is it pretty much a cool climate?
A little bit of both.
Yeah. We're all friends.
We're family.
We're rivals to an extent.
Yeah, when it come down to the music, we come from marching bands, so it's kind of like these two guys. They went to a different school from me, and through our whole life we've been blowing at this school. So it's naturally, and we get in another band, we're gonna blow at them too, But it's all in fun. It's not personal, but
we hang together too. We all we go to each other's gigs, check each other out. Us in the TBC, we do a lot of sporting together. We play football against each other, bowling and stuff like that.
We do that.
What are some of the misconceptions you found people have of brass bands?
The ability that people think that we just play in one key.
That's the truth.
That really irritates me. Other than that, really, I don't really care what you think about me. I mean, I'm getting paid, so.
Right. That is true. Just to speak on that, we musicians, just like any other musicians, like you guys in the room, and like I went to NOCA for music, you know.
NOCA for music.
Also went to NOCA, but these two guys, they went to St. Aug, which it had a real good band program, and I think at the time y'all was in school, y'all couldn't go to NOCA because of the school situation.
They just started letting them go to NOCA.
But like
Budget cuts.
talented, and even, you know, it's like we know music, and they just based it, like a lot of people made their opinion about us just because we play in the streets, or they just street musicians, and they don't really study music or know to understand music or nothing like that. So that's probably one of the big misconceptions about us.
So, what do you think makes this music different from the other styles of music you guys have played or listened to? What, if you could define the essence of a brass band, what are some of the things you'd put in that category?
Yeah, energy.
Energy.
Whole bunch, like I say, energy. Just that New Orleans feel. It's party music, straight up. It's make you feel good. It's make you get out your seat and dance music.
Right.
Straight up. And that's what we do. Our whole goal is you having a good time. Our whole goal is entertaining. No matter, we do anything and everything, whatever we have to do to entertain you, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. You know, right. And that's the essence of the brass band. Is just a big party.
Just so we know, we have a question. Can we get everyone's names one more time? We didn't get the names out.
If you want to Facebook me, I'm King Garfield Bogan.
There it is.
All right, and I'm Walter Woody Wynn. That's, you know, and not Wynn, not my last name, but Ramsey my last name. But that's my slogan.
Ron Williams,
Edward Lee,
And Shawn Michael.
My next question is, how have you guys...
Shawn Michael.
You're a wrestler?
Oh, man.
My bad. I have to ask, I mean, you guys have been playing music in the city for a long time. I think that's all understood. How are things changing? What are some of the good trends you guys are picking up on? What are some of the things that sort of set up red flags for you?
Some of the good things that we're getting recognized a lot more in these past couple of years, especially after the storm. I mean, a lot of people all over the world, especially since the airing of Treme, they get to really see New Orleans from a different perspective, from a musician standpoint as well. They get to see about the gigs and stuff, how it's really hard sometimes to really just find gigs in the city. It's not what you know or who you know, it's really who wants to help you in that process. So that's, you know, some of the good things about it. The bad part comes when you really have new musicians that are coming onto the scene right now that really want to learn the brass band community, really want to learn how to play brass band, but really don't understand how to get started with it. Some guys are, at the same time, afraid to come up to us like, oh, we're not going to give them information. This music has to continue on forever. I mean, this is what really New Orleans is based upon, besides the food and the art and all that other stuff don't matter. I mean, it's pretty much music. It's the reason some of you guys are here today at Loyola. So if we could get these youngsters or these young guys to really understand their craft, understand their culture, understand why they're doing this, why Harold Dejan and some of these older guys, you know, from the 70s and 80s started this music, then the future of this music can really continue. So those are the pros and cons.
I hear that. How do you, I mean, that's such a loaded phrase. Could you guys maybe break down, you know, I mean, I'm sure you guys feel this music has to live on, but for people who don't either know the music well or know the culture, how is this music integrated?
Our children, the people that come out, their children, just like just coming up the street, seeing the band, and you play music or you love music, you might be like, I want to do that one day. How can I do that? You know, my son plays trombone. He's only 7 years old, so I know he's gonna be in a brass band one day.
I hear that. So could you guys maybe walk us through the, I mean, what's a week like in a brass band? I mean, how many gigs are you guys doing? Are you guys touring a lot? Is it a lot of live shows? What's the day-to-day for what you guys do?
I think it depends on which band. Because like for our band, like we do a lot of hustling, a lot of playing on the street in the French quarters, you know, to get more exposure as far as, you know, tourists and, you know, as far as getting out of the city more. So for us, it's like Bourbon Street, French quarters, getting exposure, selling out CDs to tourists and whatnot, giving out business cards, and, you know, then like towards the weekend is mainly when like you get a lot of heavy gigs such as like weddings, jazz, funerals, things like that.
When you say heavy gigs, what do you mean by that?
Like a lot of gigs. Like,
okay, right, there it is.
Like our past weekend, just past weekend, we play every Thursday night at the High Hole Lounge. That's every Thursday. So we went to sleep at, I guess, 4 o'clock in the morning. We woke back up Friday morning at 12 o'clock, went to WWOZ, played on the radio station at 12 o'clock. Left there, went straight to Tulane University for sound check at 3 o'clock, played a gig from 4 o'clock to 6. Left there, went straight to Tippertina for sound check at 6 o'clock, and played a gig there at 10 o'clock at night. Left that gig and went to 2 more gigs.
Oh, no.
And went to sleep at 4 o'clock again.
Wake up Saturday morning.
At 11 o'clock. I can give you every gig we played Saturday. We played 4.
You don't have to do that if you don't want to. It's coming together. Okay. Let him finish.
Blue Now, Saturday night, all the way to 4 o'clock a.m. in the morning.
Woke up Sunday morning.
Went in the parade from 1 to 5 and went to sleep.
That's it. Wow.
That's a hell of a weekend.
I will never complain about playing music again. I mean, so we have the Stooges Thursday night, every Thursday at Hi-Ho Lounge. Any other?
Soul Rebels too.
Soul Rebels and the Stooges.
No. They have a different place on Thursday.
Okay, so can we get? Is weekly gigs a common thing? Where are you guys playing? I mean, where can we go out and see you?
Well, I mean, it's really our home base. It's like Walter was saying, Stooges at the Hi-Ho Lounge every Thursday. Soul Rebels, we play at Le Bon Ton Roulette right there on Magazine every Thursday. TBC sometimes subs in for my band every Sunday at the Blue Nile. So, I mean, you can really catch us, you know, in one of those places.
If someone hasn't seen a brass band before, and I hope you have, what can you say to sort of get them in the right mindset? I mean, what?
They're gonna, like, if you never saw a brass band before, in my opinion, your first impression is gonna be like, wow, like they really do all that shit. Like, wow, you know, like we, you know, we play all these musical instruments, but then we sing, we dance, we rap. And we, you know, if you pay us some money, we play dead. We gonna do this. Like we're gonna live up to the entertainment level. Like and I can speak on most of all the brass bands. Like we all work very hard at entertaining. You know.
I got to ask then, just from hearing your day, from hearing the kind of workload, what keeps you guys going? What you said Soul Rebel's been around for 20 years. What lets you sustain that sort of creative and, quite frankly, physical output, of being a performer? Personally, I want to know what works for you guys.
Well, if you don't, you're going to lose your work.
There it is.
One. So, I mean, bills. That's what keeps me going. I don't have any kids, but, my bills are like children as well. So, that's what keeps me going, definitely.
I don't have kids, but my bills are like children.
And music. Like, we all, just like everybody in this room, we all music lovers. Like, we share ideas. We've been, and just on this panel alone, like, these guys here, they have played in the Stooges brass band before they were Soul Rebels, but and so we like the ideas and the different things that we share with each other is just awesome, it's like, so it keeps it going, And
we don't work, so you got a gig to pay your bills and to eat and.
And that sort of mindset, that sort of change.
That's where it's at. Like, I have to get this money. When the next gig? Where is that?
And then the next thing that I want to say too is the competitive level. Like for me, like Edward and Iran, besides the Soul Rebels, they got a band called the Mainline. And I went to one of their shows and I was like, shit, they kill it. Hold up, we gotta go get on it. So it keeps that drive in you.
Keep you motivated.
To wanna not outdo them, but just like, oh man, it brings your creativity out. It inspires, So that's what keep the music going for so many years too.
Have you guys? Obviously, you guys tour, but have you noticed any particular places that are very receptive to what you do? Are there places you'd say, yeah, those people get what we do? Is there other cities? How do you fare outside of New Orleans?
Pretty well.
Pretty good.
Pretty good. You bring some new.
that's the thing. I guess maybe the better way to phrase that is there, when you leave this city, do you come back and be like, there's something's not right here?
Tell you. I can tell you about, say, some places that you go, they're good places. Like we just came back from Austin, Texas. This was what we did Texas the whole weekend. Did Dallas, Houston, and Austin this weekend. Austin was nuts.
Yeah,
it was crazy. Crazy music scene.
Austin in the
there.
building.
Austin in the house. We played at Stubbs. We played at Stubbs. Great food, man. Great food and great venue, man. It was crazy, man. The crowd was going crazy. And the thing of it is, when you're going to these different cities, the thing we've been noticing pretty much since Katrina, there's a lot of people that used to live here, that live in other cities, that we go to. You can go New York, Atlanta, Austin, Los Angeles, anywhere in California, San Francisco. There's a lot of people, transplants from New Orleans, and when they find out you're coming, or anybody from New Orleans, anybody, if they find out you're coming, they're coming, and they're bringing everybody they know with them. Seriously. And that's the biggest impact we've seen just since Katrina. It was like, I always say that Katrina was a blessing and a curse, and both a blessing and a curse, because obviously the curse part is just what's going on in the city and everything, just the whole rebuilding effort and just trying to do that. The blessing is you're going to all these different cities, you're bringing that culture to everybody, and with having those people, the people that were from here in those other cities, they can help to spread this message that we're bringing.
All right.
Do you have anything to add, Walter, or was that?
For us, we like Austin too. We did Antoine's. It came out. But for us, New York and New Orleans is like building like strong roots and foundation in New Orleans culture, So it's kind of like that's a good city too. But pretty much all over the world, man. We've been everywhere except the moon.
Yeah.
Like honestly, I can speak for all of us on this panel. Like we've been everywhere except the moon. Like we go all over playing music, and so it's a great feeling to know that you getting paid to do what you love to do. Like our instruments is our passport to the world. Like, you know, so just wake up every day and be happy because it's a new adventure. We never know what's going to happen. Like,
Always an adventure.
so
You know what I'm saying? It's just not the United States. I'm talking the world.
Yeah, it's like
we're doing London and France in next month.
Right.
Like, for playing a horn. I wake up and play a saxophone in London.
for real. You know, another thing I want to add to, like, for as brass bands or whatever, like after Katrina, we getting a lot of more exposure. So besides us playing instrument, we do productions too, like most of us up here, and that been great too. You know, like we produce music for ESPN, BET, MTV, VH1. You know, we there. You know, and it's a great feeling to know that you come from the streets and you playing this music to you one of the top executive in the music department at one of these networks.
So, I mean, have you got, besides just that, how are you branching out into other revenue streams? Is it, I mean, it's not, so now it's not just playing live shows and it's not just touring, or, I mean, where, I mean, we don't have to get, you know, into details, but what are the core pieces of your guys' you know, creative income? Is it, you know, it's like 30% touring, or is it mostly live shows, or?
For me, my creative income come from my people in the streets. Like I say, like, cause they gonna keep it real with you. Like, they'll be like straight up, well, that song sucked. It sound bad. Y'all that sound good with that one. Go try it again. You know, and that inspired us to work, to try to get better. You know, it come from the people right next to you. You know, some of my biggest critics be the people that live around me. I have a 4-year-old son that tell me something that didn't sound right. You know, but instead of, like, I take that criticism and I'm like, and we build off of that. You know, so I say the streets for me.
I mean, this is honest criticism, regardless. I mean, you're going to get that anyway because you're a musician. You're putting out something for the average person to really listen to. So if it sucks like Walter said, they're going to put you out there. They're going to let you know off the bat, look, bro, you got to come back and do something else because that stuff there is garbage. So.
Happened to us Saturday in Austin.
What happened
in
Saturday?
Austin? Huh? Dude came up to us, was just like, man, like, he's just like, man, I'll tell you like this. He said, I'm a Rebirth fan. He's like, I like more horns than y'all talking.
Yeah, we get that a lot
Straight
too.
up. He said, dude just told me, this dude just came up to us. He said, man, I don't mean to be a jerk or anything, but I mean, y'all are good and all, but I just know what I like.
I got a question. Did he sign your check?
Nope.
I suggest he just shut the hell up and keep
Rules to live by in the music industry. There it is.
Nope.
So I mean, we have a lot of people in this room who are starting to play in their own bands, trying to get gigs in the city. What can you talk about? I mean, could you say a few words about what the music consuming audience is like here in the city? How's it different? And what's different about starting a band in New Orleans as opposed to the other places you've checked out?
Hold up. What's the last part of the question? What's different about starting a band here in New Orleans?
Well, I mean, if
somewhere else?
We have some people starting a band here. What sort of advice can you give them about playing live music in New Orleans?
You better hustle.
Knock.
You better hustle.
Knock?
Knock, and knock mean like go hard. Like you got to be sounding good out here. Because New Orleans is the hardest group of people in the world of music. Listen to me. The world to critique you. Like New Orleans, they don't give a damn. Like, and I hope I could curse in here, but they don't care. Like they in New Orleans, we don't care about celebrities. We don't care about nothing. Everybody here, we a star, like straight up. So it's like you got to go hard for them. You got to go extra hard for their money. You know, like what? I'm not, man, I'm going to do something else with my money. So it's kind of like if you can get these people to wake up or get up and pay even $5 to come see you, you doing something, you know, like, cause
you're really doing something.
You're really doing something. Yeah. You know, this is unheard of. They're gonna spend it on a number one at McDonald's before they come see you. So and we speaking because we in these streets out here. We know from firsthand experience, like how we went from 2 fans to thousands of them, you know. So we work hard for them $5 out of their pockets or $10, whatever we get paid, you know, for people to come check out your show. So here in New Orleans, on that I can say is just like don't get discouraged. Just go hard as possible. You know, try to be your best at your instrument, and even far as entertainment skills.
And know who you want your audience to be and what they like.
Right.
I mean, once you know that, you pretty much you got to start.
Phil, could you maybe flesh that out a little bit more? What do you mean when you say know who your audience is?
If you're a hip hop artist, know hip hop, know the background of it, know what the people like, know what they want to hear. If you're rock, know what they like, know what they want to hear. Sometimes you mix it and you can confuse them. You can you confuse yourself too.
Right, and find the right locations where that music is being played, no matter what it is, rock, punk rock, whatever it may be your genre of music, you know, just explore mode, like in New Orleans. Find out the clubs that does that. Find out some of the, and they got great bands to come out the city, you know, in all different genres of music, you know, so just explore mode and go for it.
Are there problems you guys have with when it comes to, I don't know if you guys actually work with the venues or if you guys personally work with, you know, the promoters and whatnot, but are there things that people in the business just don't get when it comes to brass bands?
Sound check.
Sound. Number one.
The engineers is jerks. And so, you know, try to
just for brass bands though, it seems like they hook up a stage band, they don't mind working with them. What you need in your monitor, you want a little more of this, and then when we get up there, all right, y'all ready? We got 2 minutes. Go ahead, talk in your mic. Bass drummer, what you got? Okay, y'all ready to start?
Wow.
Right.
And the sad part is, I mean, we get that in our city. I mean, we would be totally understandable with going out of town or some stuff like that. Hey, this is a brass band. Y'all ain't never seen none of this crap before. But at the same time, this is your own city that you talking about. You telling me that you don't even know sound? Rebirth been here for 20-some years, man. And they've been playing at Tipitina's and Blue Nile and all these other types of venues, Jazz Fest and all of that. In 2011, you still don't know how to do sound?
Yeah,
I mean,
that'd be rough.
You need to be working at Taco Bell or
So
something.
y'all got some engineers, for real. So if y'all got some engineers out there,
job. You really do need another job.
whoever engineering out there, man, the clubs need y'all.
Y'all get some work.
Yeah,
Seriously.
I mean, just like no matter, just the very important part about the music is sound matters. You know, so if they don't hook up our sound right, then we're not gonna perform to our best capability of performing because the sound suck.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna be fighting on the stage. You're trying to get your sound right the whole time.
Right.
But shout out to the sound engineers. That's it. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
But as far as like promoters and stuff like that, is that like in the beginning it's gonna suck because you got no value, you know, so they're gonna treat you like shit, you know, like, because you have no value, you know, but once you go out and build your brand or build your name, build whatever you're doing, and once you build it up, it's kind of like then they need you. You know, the shoe was on the other foot, you know, like we need you to play here because you're going to bring in 500 people, 300 to 500 people here. So then you could demand more, you know, stuff like that. But for artists, I suggest that you guys like find festivals. Festivals bring in a lot of stuff.
Like French Quarter Festival.
Yeah, like a French Quarter Festival is a great festival, and like this the thing about festivals. Other people from other festivals and everywhere else in the world come check you out at festivals like French Quarter Fest, Jazz Fest, and different other festivals that they have in New Orleans. And so if you can get into those festivals, I know it's pretty, I'm not gonna say easy to get in a French Quarter Fest, but it's pretty much, you know, like you can get on that. You gotta be in the union to get paid from that, right?
No, we're not starting today.
Good, because
That's
I need my
beautiful.
money from that.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. Yes, that's good.
But even with that, like, if a lot of free gigs, like, you know, you got to go out and get your name. Every gig not gonna pay. When we started traveling, it was called a promotional tour. You know, because we was just going out to get our name out. We might have made a little money for
Gas.
hotel that night, gas. I remember sharing sandwiches. You know, I had some of Edward's fries. You know, it get hard out there. It get hard out there on the road.
No, that ain't funny, man. Don't laugh.
But when you're out for so long and you constantly come back, the people remember you. And if you enjoyed it and you know that we coming back, you gonna let him know, and you gonna let her know. Look, man, you need to come check out the Stooges, and that's gonna bring us more money for the next time we come.
Never ending
And the
cycle.
next time, and the next time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that ain't no easy thing though, especially like going on the road. You out weeks, days, stuff like that, and you're doing all these different shows and stuff, and you're not getting paid. You're putting the work in though, because you're getting the exposure that you need. But it's just hard going to this club on a Tuesday. You only got 3 people there. Only getting maybe like $1, $2, something like that. Then you got to go to the next one, and you know, consistently do that. Fellow advice: if you could do it, if you have to do it, because everybody who's a traveling musician has to go through it. Get it out the way early.
Yeah.
I mean, get yourself to the point where you can promote yourself at these different venues and stuff like that, and have a real good show. So the next time you get there, instead of 2 people, you got 200.
All right.
You know?
We got a pretty technical question for Soul Rebels. Where and how long are you going to Europe this November? And how long are you going for?
During Europe, November 6th through the 21st, doing a couple of dates in France, a couple of dates in London for the London Jazz Festival. Well, actually, it's the 6th through the 17th, and then we come back in the States and do 3 dates on the East Coast right before Thanksgiving.
Good.
So New York, Philly, you know, all
New
those
York,
people.
Philly, and Boston.
Yeah.
Be there.
We're gonna take some questions for our audience in a couple minutes, but I wanted to ask you, how did you know that it was time to get serious? When did you guys get, you know, whether it be contracts involved, or when did you decide that we're going to do this for real? I mean, was that a question for you? How did that process come about for your respective projects?
When outside interests want to come in and manage it and stuff like that, that's when you know when people want your music to be played in different stuff, like that's, you know, you should get serious then. But far as the Stooges, from the very beginning, like, we've been blessed to have like great musicians in the band that kept everybody on their business. They really just kept me on my business. Like, man, we got to do this. We got to do this. I think we was besides the Soul Rebels, was one of the first bands to actually form as a business. Like, took this as a business, not a hustle. You know, you get weekly checks. When y'all was getting checks, huh? Yeah, like we was like from way back in the days, like we took it as serious as a business, like this a job, this not just a hustle or a hobby or something like that.
Can you clarify? I mean, for those who don't know, myself included, how is a business different from a hustle?
All right. All right.
Sorry, I don't know. I need
my mic.
this form's for me.
Yeah, so this the difference. Like we have some musicians that have jobs, like they go punch the time clock, you know, and some of my band members, like they teach, or they're, you know, work for cable company or something like that. And when they come play the music, on the weekend, it's just a hobby. Like, they get paid to do it, but there's a hobby. But for us that's sitting on this panel, this is our job. Like, I don't have that time call where I go punch and no, I got punch these notes. This is my job, you know. And for all of us up here on this panel today, like, we do music full time for a living, you know. Like it our livelihood depend on it, you know. So after this panel, we go to rehearsal. You know, it's like it's real, and we start Thursday through Sunday again with gigs, no matter if they're in New Orleans or wherever they're at. And we all been blessed to travel more now too. So that's the difference in the job. Like, I have a band member that works for Cox Cable. He don't travel with us. You know, it's still like the hobby for him. You see what I'm saying? Like, you know, he have a real job that depends to take care of his family like that. But for us, just a business, and it's, you know, we get paid, we pay taxes, you know, it's real, you know.
That's how it kind of started for me. I was in a band, and I was working, and I thought about it. I said, well, I do 8 hours, $7 an hour. Well, it wasn't even 7. I think it was like $6.50 minimum wage. I might make, I'm not gonna make $70, but I can go play this gig for 30 minutes and make $50. I'm gonna do that. Then I was working, and I said, Jazzland, when they first opened, they called us all to do contracts. I was working at a hotel. I mean, I knew what I was gonna be making, make about $217 every 2 weeks. Well, Jazzland said, we want you to come play music over here. We're gonna pay you $100 a day. I told my boss, I said, Jazzland just sent me a contract. They want me to work. I'm gonna be getting paid $100 a day. I'm coming to give you my 2 weeks notice. I gotta go. And from there, I mean, that was my last time punching the clock.
You did better than me. I was working a 12-hour top flight security job, for real. And I had got there maybe like about 10 o'clock. I wasn't even there 30 minutes, maybe 20, 25 minutes. I'm looking around, I'm standing in this empty parking lot, no badge, no gun, no nothing, just a pack of cigarettes. So I'm like, you know what, this ain't for me. 30 minutes, I'm telling you, 30 minutes, I ain't giving no 2-week notice, or nothing like that. I left.
That's still better than mine.
I just love the music too much, so I couldn't do it no more.
He's still better than mine. I was flipping burgers at McDonald's. I said, man, I could go do a gig right now and make my whole check.
Right back.
I'm gonna do that.
Right. And just to be, there's a lot of money in music. Like, you know, production pays a lot of money, you know. It's so much money you can be making in music. So if you devote a lot of time and energy to it, I guarantee you're gonna make your money off it.
Even for the recession, everything went down except for entertainment.
Yeah, it's like, it's always, we still working, you know.
Right on. Do we have any questions from the audience? Come up and microphones. Yes, you do. It's for the webcast. This is a professional production, PJ.
Going down.
Thank you. Please start us off, PJ. Whatever.
Eastman.
Like,
Well, look, can we get? Okay. All right. Got it. Yep.
all right. I feel y'all on that hustle thing and everything. What if you like one of the artists that you work pretty much all the time, and the days that you are off is not really like a day that is really popping, like in the club, so you can't really get a feel for, you know, where it's at. Like, do you have any advice, like, especially like for a hip-hop artist, like to what it really be at, like an 8 wall, 7 wall, any location in particular?
I feel no.
With that being said, it's like, it's like, man, you gotta reach deep down in your soul and realize what you want to do and go for it. And sometimes that means you gotta step out on faith, even if it's like that's what faith is. You know, to step out there and get it. Before hip hop, they got like a lot of things happening in town tonight. They got industry influence. There's something that Wayne do, him and Successful 5 do, and they've been very successful as educating hip hop artists and hip hop acts. You know, what to do or whatever.
Open mics.
Yeah, a bunch of open mics. Tuesdays, Sweet Lorraine's open mic after 10. You know, you can go there. It's poetry. You can spit. You know, your lyrics. You know.
Tonight as well, bro. They got Mason. They have like an open mic thing that they pretty much do over there.
Every Monday.
Yeah, and that's on Frenchman. But like far as hip hop artists. And you just gotta get out there and get it. Like you gotta get out there and get known, get your name up. That's the only way Q93 and 102.9 gonna play your music. You gotta get your grind on, get your backpack, get your music,
Fill it with the CD.
Get you some water.
and man, it's like you gotta get out there. I said, bro, for many years. Before, you know, like the big success of us just blowing up and people know us, man, we used to be out there with the 11 by 16 flyers, posting them up on posters. I ain't walked around this campus and did you gotta get your grind on. That's all.
And then by you working a lot, you might not have the time to do it. That's why sometimes you gotta make that choice. Like, what do I really want to do? How old are you? How long it's gonna take for you to, you know, they don't want to hear no 34-year-old hip hop artist. So, you know, that's some things you gotta work on.
You gotta just go for it. Like, just go in your gut feeling and just like, if you just gotta go. And if, you know, like, you never know what it's like, man, look, life for me is an adventure. Every day I wake up, when this phone rings, like it's been ringing for the past hour since we've been here, it's a new adventure. I don't know what that gig gonna be like. I just know it's gonna be there. You know, it's like, so you gotta just get out here and get it, bro. There's a lot of hip hop stuff going on in New Orleans, you know, and so, you know, that's my advice.
Thank you.
PJ.
Do you guys still all write music? Like, how hard is it to come up with new music while you guys are as busy as you are doing on the gigs? You said you played like 10 shows in one weekend and all that. Like, do you guys still come up with new music, or do you not?
Always. Sometimes it happens right on the gig.
Yeah, it happens right on the gig a lot, especially with him. He gonna come up with anything out of his mouth.
Just ideas.
And how do you guys usually write songs? Is it like one person will come with an idea and play that, or like you write songs as a band, like together in the same room?
It's really both.
You collaborate. Now, the main question is about that is how you get your paid on your publishing, because that's where it matters.
Yeah.
You know, so you sit down and you work out your percent and your percentage, you know, and go to the mailbox and get that check, because music pays.
Yeah. Cool.
Right on. Next question.
Kind of piggybacking off of that, when y'all are writing music or even doing a cover, like, what's the line that you draw at versus like doing what you want to do musically versus maybe what the people want to hear?
I knew you was coming with that.
That's a great question.
It is.
That's a great question.
We actually fuss about that a lot.
Yeah, all the time. Like, for some artists, you know, they probably be like, hell with the people, I'm gonna do what I feel like doing, but at the end of the day, you're not gonna reach in your pocket and pay yourself, you know, so keep that in mind. Like I get paid off of fans. I might come out there and ask you what you like in music, and you're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna create it. Like, that's pretty much me speaking as a producer, a songwriter, you know. So it's kind of like it's a lot of people, like what, 100 of y'all out there. That's a lot of opinions about music. I like to take it all in and make money, you know.
You really just gotta have a knack really for like what you like. Us being in a brass band, I mean, we have a certain bass drum groove, a certain snare drum groove, a certain tuba groove that we're gonna use. And it just so happens that the covers that we bring in has to fit with that groove that we do. So for the out-of-towner that would hear that, it's a new feel on, you know, the type of music that they're hearing. Like some of you guys, I know all of y'all know Adele, that Rolling in the Deep. A lot of people do that song now, but they've never heard it on a brass band level or a brass band feel. So I mean, it's like Walter said, you just gotta step out sometimes. And if you feel in your heart that it's gonna work out good, go ahead and do it, man. If not, still, go ahead and do it. You never know till you try.
Yeah, you don't want to live with regrets.
Yeah.
What if?
So, yeah, what if you did do it? What if you didn't do it? Do it.
What if I
do
did?
it? Do it.
Break out of that comfort zone, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta force your mind to expand. You have to. That's the only way in writing music. You force your mind to create. Think of something that you know you would never think of on a regular day.
Nobody perfect, bro. I mean, we ain't gonna get it right all the time, bro. But at least you try. That's all you can do.
Right.
We don't have time for too many questions, so let's get to rolling. You, sir.
I know like the biggest fear, like I've been a musician since I was 5. So like the biggest fear of me growing up was like, can y'all like raise a family and be a musician on the road too?
Boy, I've just got real.
Whoa. Well,
It depends on the baby mama.
yeah, it does. And how many of those you got?
It depends on your mama. You know, if you have a helping,
This is hard.
you have a helping problem, you got people that's gonna help you and they stand behind you while you travel, and you good. Boy, I got problems. So, this how I do it. I put on Facebook when I'm going out of town, so everybody know I'm gone. And I just don't let them know when I'm coming back.
Nah, but for me, like for my situation, that I was once married, and my wife didn't understand that life of being a musician. First of all, you got women that's gonna become fans, and they're gonna love you, you know. So that's a huge problem. So now I'm divorced with 3 kids and with 3 sons, and I raised my sons by myself. And my mother actually helped support us like tremendously. Like she quit her job for the Stooges, you know, to help with our kids. Like right now, I'm speaking here right now. My son's at the house. His son's on the way with my mom. So it's kind of like we needed that extra family support, you know, just to go out here and go for it, you know, like cause
I don't have kids.
I got bills, boy.
But you know, so it's kind of like having that family. If you don't have that spouse that's gonna understand what you do, you gotta make a decision. Like for me, I kind of like love music more than her. You know, it's like
There it is.
I
Real.
do music. You know?
No, there it is.
You know, like straight up. You know, and she understand it now. But I mean,
Now that y'all divorced,
you know.
I'm gonna tell you like this. My ex broke up with me because we traveled too much.
Right.
Straight up, they broke up with me. Couldn't take it.
And to piggy off that, it's like I passed up trips because of the emotion of my wife. I don't want you in Europe. I'm gonna need you here. I'm gonna need you home. I gotta make this money. Gotta pay these bills. You know?
Once you find that person that understands what you do, it makes life a whole lot easier.
Way better,
Trust
way
me.
better.
Your family's gonna understand because we got bills. And
Right.
my mom tells me all the time, like I'll be complaining, be like, man, gotta go somewhere, going this week. Iran, that car note not gonna pay itself.
Sure thing.
It's not.
and repo man.
That cell phone you got in your pocket is not gonna pay itself. House note, all that is not gonna pay itself.
And
Get your ass out there and go to work. That's it.
And cigarettes are almost $8 a pack now, y'all. So, yes.
Next question.
We have time for about one more question. George.
Do 2 more.
2 more questions.
Yeah, y'all mentioned that y'all were exposed to music at a young age in school. I was wondering, what do you think is the current status and like future outlook for music education in the city?
Well, man, you just open up one. It's probably going to be one question now.
Right now, it's a slow process, bro. Really, after the storm, man, a lot of the music programs and stuff didn't really come back. John F. Kennedy, a school where these two guys went, didn't come back after the storm. That was one of the best music programs that we had in the city. A lot of the middle school programs as well did not come back. So we are marching bands up here. So when we go to a game now and we see St. Aug or we see some of these other schools that we went to and see how the musicianship has really declined.
You just don't
from
see Kennedy
before the storm. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous now.
Depressing.
But the good thing about it is there are some programs, elementary, middle school programs, that are coming back. One of the best programs that they have out right now is the Roots of Music, a program for...
Yeah, that's right. I know Roots. That'd be a great word.
A program for 9 to 14-year-olds who are inner city kids, kids, you know, growing up in single-parent houses and stuff like that, troublesome neighborhoods, not troublesome kids. But at the same time, they want to learn how to play music. I mean, this is what we pretty much grow up around. They see it every day, but they don't have the proper instructors to, you know, really teach them. So from that standpoint, I mean, it's a slow process, man, and it's still gonna take a little while. You know, it's still getting there. You know, 5, 6 years later, still after the storm, but it's coming along.
Yeah. Last question.
I know you all talked about what y'all have done in the past with music and what y'all are doing now. So I was just wondering, kind of a loaded question.
What's wrong with your mic? See, engineers?
No. To be fair, form engineers are awesome. I want that on record. They do a great job.
We just messing with you.
Kevin, continue.
Like, check. Okay, so I was just gonna ask, y'all talked about everything that y'all have done to get to this point, what y'all are doing now, but is there something that y'all are trying to get to still as musicians? Are y'all already where you want to be as professionals, or are y'all still trying to, is there some market you can't get into? Y'all trying to go farther east, west, wherever?
We're trying to take over the game.
The world. I just want more money, and I want a Grammy. That's
I think all of us want a Grammy.
That's all I want. What's wrong with more money? I mean, everybody wants more money.
Money good.
Money is good, right?
Money is good. But I think for the most of us right now, like after Hurricane Katrina, we doing a whole pile of collaboration with different artists, like pop, hip hop, jazz, all genre of music with different artists. So it's kind of like, so that's big for us, you know, like we the Stooges and we working with Diplo. I'm like, I didn't even know who Diplo was, but to hear his music and how he creates some stuff is like amazing. So it's like doing a lot of big collaborations like that, you know, these days.
One other thing is, like as far as with the Soul Rebels right now, we've this past year have been on the road heavy. This is the most in our 20-year existence that we've been on the road. We just signed a new contract with Rounder Records, Concord Records, and these are guys based out of Boston. So they really have us on the road heavy. So that's one good thing. We don't really have to play all these gigs and stuff like, you know, weddings and funerals and stuff like that anymore. But at the same time, if we could take what we're doing now, like we just did a couple shows in LA, we did one in Austin, we're going to London, we were in London this past summer. If we can just continue on that path and just keep going higher and higher, you know, with our expansion of going to these other cities, that'll really, you know, help us out. I like it, so.
Yeah, you might get yourself a Grammy.
Yeah, I'm getting one. I don't know about you.
That's the ultimate goal.
That's the goal, I guess, that every musician would want, you know. That's the biggest trophy, the highest achievement we can receive. you know. And I'm speaking because we didn't work with everybody in music for us coming from like the Stooges part. Like we been work with everybody, even like when all these guys was in the band. So it's kind of like to get that trophy would be like the mark of, yes, we made it.
I mean, we trying everything. We tried singing, we rap ourselves. You know, we tried everything to get in all the different genres, dig? I mean, brass band is hard. New Orleans love us though. Woo!
Next week we have John Simpson, ex-exec of Sound Exchange. Please join me in giving a big warm applause for our brass band forum guest.